Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in for our second D&D campaign that we've been playing live on Twitch on Friday nights or early Saturday mornings, depending on your time zone. Unfortunately, I somehow lost the first couple of sessions, so this is going to be mostly a recap. I'm not entirely sure if they got deleted or they didn't record, so I'm going to be doing a recap of the first few sessions that the party's kind of gone through, and then the following video will be the earliest session I have recorded. So to start out, this is a homebrew world that I have put together. This is the continent of Delos. And Delos is sort of a unique, has sort of a unique situation going on right now, where this big sort of shaded area is actually the second tier of the continent that is high above the rest of the main continent, and that's where sort of the rich and like very well off people have sort of moved to. They kind of made it their little utopia, and they just sort of abandoned the base sort of continent because they think that they are too good to live with the common folk. And then the king will travel between up there and his castle in Egredale, right here, just to kind of show, he's still part of the what we call like the base tier. There's a ton of world lore that I have typed up in a Google Doc that you can find in the Discord if you wish to know a little more of kind of what we've got going on and a little more about the cities. We're using the Greek deities, and all that information is found in this Google Doc. And again, it's all in the Discord, so if you feel free to hop in there, and it's pinned, so you are more than welcome to kind of delve into the lore that we've kind of got created. The campaign kicks off in Shirevale, where our party meets in an adventuring guild called the Gilded Ram. And sort of as an initiation to the Gilded Ram, they all have to go on a sort of first quest given to them by the Guildmaster Orin, who is this sort of really kind of buff, but like an sumo wrestler kind of, I think, like Maui, but he's a gnome. And we've got 4 players. We've got Alarin, the Kobold Rogue. This is, of course, their current sheet. So they started at level 2. We've got Ebrin, our Goliath fighter. We have Nyla. Oh. Our rabbit folk wizard. And we have Varian, who is our Leonin barbarian. Each of our players are also fellow streamers, fellow content creators, and I highly urge you to go check them out as well. They are all absolutely fabulous. You won't get to hear any of their RP because it's just me recounting kind of what has happened. But trust me, you won't regret it if you drop them some follows over on Twitch. They are all amazing. I'll have links to their channels down in the description below. And we're going to kind of get back into the story here. So they were tasked with finding this missing elf. Apparently he had moved into the Evershade Woods, which is underneath this tier, and everything under this tier right here is dark. There's no natural light. What they have are magical lanterns that kind of light things up, and they will sort of dim when it's to kind of simulate nighttime and brighten to simulate daytime. And these big circles here are giant pillars that hold the tier above up, and there's staircases inside that people are able to kind of get up and down, and so they had a choice of either going down to Elvengard, which is sort of like the main capital of the elves. A lot of them stay there kind of away from this tier. They don't agree with it. They kind of vibe there. There's a council of elves, and they're tasked with either going straight to the Evershade Woods to find this person, or going there to get more info from the elves, with the understanding that, like, hey, somebody else might beat you to this quest. So they decided to forego the extra info for speed, and went straight there. And on their way to the Evershade Woods, they were kind of followed with this frog. And Nyla immediately is just like, there's something up with it. so Nyla slaps this frog, and it turns out to be the shaman druid frog. Where is he? Looks kind of like this guy. And they find out that there's this compound in the woods that an elf used to live at, but the Bullywug people, there's something happened. The leader they have a Bullywug boss who kind of got twisted for some reason and led the Bullywug people to attack this person. And the shaman and a couple of his devout followers think that they have strayed from the path of the great big frog. And he would like them to, in return for helping navigate the swamp, the Bullywug shaman asked that he help the Bullywug people. And the party agreed because the swamps are not great, not nice, a bit dangerous. So they made their way with the help of the shaman to this compound. And so they come to this compound. There's crumbling walls. They circle it. They find a few different ways inside. There's a few buildings here as well. The walls, they had a bullywug up here with a large bell. And there were bullywugs sort of patrolling the grounds. Something they noticed was that the bullywugs seemed to be avoiding this building specifically, which they found kind of odd. And they sort of tried the stealth approach, which quickly turned into a more aggressive approach. They went inside this building here, I believe Varian specifically, where he was met with this. It was sort of a large church, and there was a stained glass window in the back depicting a man holding forward a lockbox, and a elven man on the floor dead with there's some dried blood, and he was missing a hand. There's also a knife here. And kind of Varian sort of looked around and decided he would pop back out. And by that time, the Bullywugs had seen the party and they were on full alert. So the battle kind of started to ensue, and it moves into the earliest session that we had. Some other things to note that did happen while we were in Shirevale. The party went shopping. There was an old lady who sold kind of like medicinal goods, bandages, things like that. Nyla and her had a little bit of a spat, and she got some bandages, but the old lady is not happy with Nyla. There's also a potter, and Ebron kind of mentioned that, he had to go on an adventure, but when he got back, he would definitely be interested in buying some pottery. Aside from that, I don't believe much happened in town. They kind of explored a little bit. They talked to the yeah, I think that's mostly what happened in town before they took off on their adventure. They did get some horses from our one of our stream favorite NPCs. He's an NPC that I've pretty much used in every game that I've played since his creation, and that is Cletus, who's famous for his horses. At least famous to our hearts, the viewers and the people that have played with me. So they went and talked to Cletus. They were able to get some horses to help them along their way. The horses are trained to run back to Cletus should there be trouble. And Cletus is very particular about the care that the people that he lends his horses to. He's very specific. He packs all the horses little lunches, talks to them, and just really takes really good care of the horses. They're pristine. And the players, I believe, all picked a name, and I believe their horses' names are Ted, Todd, Fluffernutter, and Dandelion. And so they have these horses with them as well on their journey. They left the horses with the Bullywugs. Only the shaman can speak kind of broken common. and they tried to explain to the bullywog followers of the shaman that horses need to be taken care of. They didn't understand, so the horses didn't get. They're hoping the horses get taken care of as they're on this sort of escapade in the woods into this compound. And I believe that sort of wraps up the first couple of sessions. I'm sure I left a few things out, but I think that's the gist of it. It's really unfortunate that I lost them because the group is really great. Their RP is a lot of fun, and they're just a lot of fun to DM for. And again, I urge you to check them all out on Twitch. They're all fantastic. So the following video to this will be the earliest session I have recorded, and I have a bit of a backlog to catch up on until we're caught up with where we are on stream. So I'm going to be working on that in the coming weeks to kind of get all caught back up. And then once that happens, I will be working on getting the videos up before the stream. So if anybody missed the previous session, they can watch it and be caught up for the stream. And that is the goal. But thank you again so much for watching. Again, I'm very sorry that we didn't have the full sessions recorded to show, but I did my best to kind of get everybody caught up to with where we are. And each session is the full stream. I edited it down so it's not a full stream dump, so they are quite short. I usually cut off around 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, just kind of depending on what's going on and how quick we are with kind of moving through different little rule tidbits and stuff like that. But thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all next time.